Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. I've been suggesting this week, I've had a buy recommendation on the US Cannabis ETF symbol MSOS. And while it hasn't gone as planned, it's not kaput. I'm going to reiterate my buy rating tonight, and the reason is the following. But first, let me give you the setup. We have the bullish triangle, these two converging trend lines, which suggest a $13 price projection. So a lot of upside here, potential upside. We also have our bullish channel, which is being challenged over here on support. The two parallel upward sloping trend lines. We have the Elliott wave theory, which say that trends or cycles go in waves of 5, with 1, 3, and 5 in the direction of the bigger trend, and 2 and 4 are counter trend reactions. So we got a problem there because one of the cardinal rules is that a wave 4 should not enter a wave 1. And you can see we have a slight break of that the last 3 days. However, it's minimal. And so this is where you get into a gray area of interpretation. And strict Elliott wave people might say, that's not possible because we do have prices entering wave 1. But I'm going to give it a little bit of room here. And so we also have the rainbow convergence of all the moving averages here. And as I've been saying this week, that when you get the point of convergence, which happened 2 days ago, you either get a pause in that convergence, prices should stop going down. They should either pause or they should come back to the point of the conversion, and then we see what happens, whether it breaks through or it can't break through, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And so we should at least have a pause here, worst case scenario. So on prior call, 750 was kind of the break point for me. And yesterday we broke that slightly. That would be, so that would have been on Tuesday. And but today we get what we call a bullish engulfing pattern, where we had a down red bar. You can see the red candle here. But then today we had a up day with where the open and the close totally engulfed the prior day's price action. And that's bullish. It's called a bullish engulfing pattern in Japanese candlestick terms. And so, because this break yesterday was so slight and we get a bullish signal like we did today, I'm going to reiterate my buy on this. And so that's the reason for the call tonight. And if we look at the longer term chart, which I started on when I gave the initial recommendation several days ago, we had broken a downward. So this is a 3-year plus chart. And you can see the bearish trend line here. And every time prices got to it, they turned down. But in December of last year, 2023, prices were able to break out of that. Broke out of the triangle that we talked about on the last slide. And we're able to get a good jump out of that. And now it's coming back and retesting not only the triangle breakout, but also the bearish trend line. And so you can see it actually got right to the trend line and is trying to bounce here. So we also have this week, depending on what tomorrow brings, because this is a weekly chart. You can see it up here. So each one of these candlesticks represents a full week's price action. And the longer you look at the longer term charts and longer term candles, they have more significance because they cover more trading psychology. And so this week, if prices were to hold here or even tick up a little bit, it would give us what we call a bullish hammer. And a bullish hammer is something like a bullish engulfing pattern that we saw on the daily chart before. It's a reversal pattern. And basically, what happened at the beginning of the week, prices opened at the top, and intra-week came down, tested that breakout, and if it can hold tomorrow or tick slightly higher, uh, prices would end just about where they started the week, and that would be called a uh, and so that would be a bullish sign for us, a bullish hammer. And so I feel that I'm going to put the stop in at this week's low or today's low at 7:30. And so that's about I don't know, 70 cents downside, but the potential on the upside is very great. And right now, I know that if you got stopped out yesterday, you took a pretty good loss. But the upside from this point today, our reward to risk is 7-1, whereas we started this, it was 4-1, and our potential upside is almost 70%. So, um, I'm just looking at what today's price action did in the big scheme of things. And this bullish engulfing pattern, while it wasn't on huge volume, you'd like to see this like on big volume, but it was a pretty big day. It was up 4% today. And so on the daily chart, we have a bullish engulfing pattern after a slight break of our stop. And on the weekly chart, which again gives you more weight, and we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but we have a possibility of holding this this bearish trend breakout, keeping intact our $13 price projection. So I wanted to update you on that. This isn't the cleanest recommendation, but sometimes you have to work a little bit harder, and you need to weigh all the facts and make a decision. And I'm going to stay bullish on this recommendation, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. My biggest concern with this recommendation, and it was when I made it, is the market. I expect the market to decline into April, and it's a whole different story, and it's not my recommendation. So that's not what this call is about. But, if the market was down 2% tomorrow, it'd be interesting. The chances of any stock being up a lot would be hard to do. But I will say that at the beginning of the year in January, when the market wasn't doing very well, MSOS was actually going up, and you can see that here. It was one of the few stocks that were going up. So anyway, there's always concerns. Nothing's perfect, but I do still think that this pattern is intact. It's not textbook. It's not the best. It's not the cleanest recommendation I've ever made, but you have to not give up on. If there was a reason to give up, I'd give up. But if there's factors that are telling me that this could resurrect itself, I want to be in there. So thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing with Technical Analysis. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I have some other things I want to recommend, but let's see what happens to the overall market and things tomorrow. But my buy recommendation is still intact on MSOS. Thank you and have a great evening.